Welcome back. It's May. I'm a little bit behind, but it's time to shelve all the books that I got in April. So I promised that this month would be less books than last month. I did not have a convention or anything that I went to this month. I'm still really happy with all of the books that I picked up in April. So let's start with the books that I picked up at our local library's annual sale. Every year, the association that partners with the library to help with some of their funding actually holds a sale, and it's all books that have either been weeded from the library's collection or they're books that have been donated by patrons or just community members, and they sell them at a deeply discounted rate, and all of the money goes towards funding library programs and additional materials. I would recommend checking out to see if your library does something similar. It is a huge fundraiser for the library, and you can get some really great titles. I got a few books, my husband got a book, and both of my kids got a few books of their own, and it was very inexpensive for getting a lot of really quality titles and books to add to our collections, and all of the money went to a really great cause. To start with, I picked up a copy of Water for Elephants. I read this book, I don't know, it feels like 15 years ago now. My copy got purged in one of our moves over the years when I wasn't reading quite as much, but I remember loving this story, and I'm really glad to have a copy back in my personal collection. So this was a really fun find for me, and it's in great condition. You can tell that this one was one that somebody donated from their home. It wasn't an actual library book, so I'm really happy to have this one back in my bookshed. Next are two that I had not heard of before, but I was really happy to pick up. I try and just go through, and the books are not in any particular order. They're kind of sectioned off by genre, and a lot of the romance books that I would pick up end up in just like a general fiction vast array of tables, and there's a lot of people, so you're looking at them quickly. So I try and find things that catch my eye and that I know I would be excited to add to my collection. So the first one is The Matchmaker's List, and then Ties That Tether. And they both sounded really great. I'm excited to have a little more diversity in my collection, and these ones sound like they're going to be really fun to read. Next are books that I picked up at a few different bookstores across the month. So one, I was just feeling the need to hit the bookstore one day at lunch. Sometimes I just need to be surrounded by things that make me happy during the day, right? Everybody has those days. So I picked up a couple of reads here in town. One is The Weeds by B.K. Borison. I read the first book in this series, Love Light Farms, during my Christmas holiday reading spree at the end of last year, and I have loved everything that I have read by B.K. Borison, so I was really excited to add the second book in this series to my collection. And then next, I was very easily influenced by the gentleman working the register at the bookstore. So I picked up We're a Bad Idea, Right? Which is a YA new release, Barnes & Noble, like monthly pick. It was sitting at the register, and he's like, if you like fake dating, you would like this. And I was like, sold. So we're going to give it a try. I'm really excited, and it's a beautiful book, and I love the pop of color. And last but not least, I picked up another racing book. It is Crash Test by Amy James. I have quite a few different racing books. This one I'm really excited to read. I picked this one up at The Good Spot, a newer romance bookstore over in Davenport, Iowa, when I was visiting my family over Easter. So I'm really excited to add this one, and I was able to support a new local bookstore. So let's get these on the shelf. Thanks so much for coming along when I shelve my books again this month, and I can't wait to see you in June.